What's up, everybody? It is Thursday, so you know what time it is. It is time for clap back culture. Mike Davis, you supposed to have a smile on your face, buddy. What's going on? It's the end of the week.
It's been a long week. I'm happy to be here, though, but it's been a long week.
Let me introduce you guys to my co-host. If you don't know, this is the Mike Davis of the South Seattle Emerald. No social media, Mike Davis. And I am your co-host, Jessie with Converge Media. Like Mike said, it's been a long week. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. Oh, but we got to thank our fans, Mike. We got to thank our loyal fans for pulling up and coming through every Thursday. So, y'all, we have a pretty good show for you today. First things first, an indictment of the former prosecutor in Ahmaud Arbery's case has been indicted and arrested. I think we have a clip. We're going to have Cuddy play that clip, and when we come back, we're going to talk about it.
6 minutes after 8 o'clock this morning, attorneys Ben Crump and Lee Merritt will join Ahmaud Arbery's parents to discuss the grand jury's decision released yesterday to indict former Georgia prosecutor Jackie Johnson. Prosecutors say that she violated her oath of office when she failed to inform her boss that she had previously discussed the 25-year-old shooting death with the district attorney who ended up taking it over after she recused herself, since she works in Brunswick, was working there at the time. She's also accused of obstruction of a law enforcement officer. One of the men accused in the shooting used to work for her. Greg McMichael is who I'm talking about. His son, also Travis, are seen on video confronting Arbery as he ran through the Satilla Shores neighborhood in Glynn County last year. A third man, William Roddy Bryan, seen on the right, is also facing charges since investigators say he participated in the chase. Joining me now to discuss the indictment is defense attorney Paige Pate, who lives in Brunswick. Good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning, Jen.
So, Paige, this is incredibly unusual to indict a district attorney. I mean, are you surprised?
I'm actually very surprised. I understand there was a lot of pressure to do something in this case because most people here believe that Jackie Johnson made the wrong decision in both telling these officers not to arrest the McMichaels that day and also trying to steer the case to a district attorney that she thought would never prosecute them. But as far as criminal charges, that does come as a surprise. It's kind of a stretch to indict a district attorney for making a decision about a case. She's charged with a felony and a misdemeanor, but I actually think the misdemeanor is the strongest charge here.
And then let's talk about the other.
Mike Davis, crazy. I mean, we never see this happen. A former district attorney being indicted, number one, and actually being charged and arrested. So, yeah, what are your thoughts here?
This was crazy. I mean, when this came up, I almost couldn't believe it. And then I saw the lady's mugshot and was like, wow, they really arrested her. I mean, usually this is just business as usual in our country. When you got two guys who you don't want to go to jail, usually the DA will be able to bid whatever necessary to make it happen. So just like the gentleman said in the clip, it does feel like these charges may be a stretch, but I think the fact that he was indicted, the fact that she was actually arrested is going to send a major message to prosecutors across this country that doing business the way that y'all used to do business, that's not going to work anymore. You're not going to be able to tell cops not to arrest you. You're not going to be able to try to recruit your homies who you think won't push cases forward. We're actually going to serve justice. So this is exciting. Whether or not he does jail time, I'm just super impressed that this is even happening.
Yeah, well, don't be too excited, Mike, because she is out on $10,000 bail. So let's not even jump to doing our happy dance just a little bit too soon. Y'all, this is, something that we never really see, but this is clearly an abuse of power, an abuse of her office. She is being accused and it's being alleged by state prosecutors, that she was showing favor and affection for her former employee and his son. And so, I mean, there's clearly bias there. Former DA Johnson, continues to insist that she didn't do anything wrong. And in fact, she recused herself from the case when this happened. However, these guys didn't get locked up until after 2 months, and the video leaked and went viral on social media back in 2020. So, she is now laying in the bed that she made, and I'm happy to see this coming forward, and hopefully justice will continue to be served in the killing of Ahmaud Arbery.
I absolutely agree. And, the obstruction of justice charge that she received for ordering the cop not to go arrest McMichael seems like the charge most likely to hold up. Fingers crossed that justice will be served. But again, I'm just happy to actually see this happen. I feel what she did doesn't really feel out of the norm for DAs to pull strings and push their own agendas. It's just usually it happens quietly and nobody sees anything. I hope we can get to a place where we can actually start to step up and call these DAs out for these type of practices.
Yeah, I agree. It kind of does feel like this is probably business as usual. Quick update, y'all. The 3 defendants in Arbery's killing will stand trial on state murder charges next month. And they're also expected to stand trial for federal hate crime charges in February. So we'll keep you posted on that.
We will follow them close.
Yes, we have to. Also up on the menu, a Florida judge rules that Governor DeSantis, or as Dora would say, DeSatan, rules against DeSantis on school mask mandate ban. A Florida judge ruled that schools will be allowed to continue to mandate face masks while the case is being appealed at higher levels. The ruling from the Second Circuit Judge, John Cooper, is effective immediately. And so 13 school districts are already putting this into place. And they're, allowing parents to opt in, or not allowing parents to opt out, rather. And this is good. And, Judge Cooper says it pretty clear. He's like, in the state of Florida, the COVID virus, the Delta variant is crazy. It's going after kids, and it's more infectious, and we're absolutely going to wear masks. So you don't have the jurisdiction to do so, DeSatan, and stop what you're doing. I mean, he didn't say it like that. He probably should have said it like that, but that was like how in my mind, I read it. Stop what you're doing.
Thinking. I bet you that was what was in his head. He couldn't let that come out for the weekend. But this is wild, the way that DeSatan is really trying to play this. He's going to take it to the Supreme Court. It just makes no sense why he's going this hard while his state is literally leading the league in COVID. Like, none of that seems to matter. He's hell bent on hurting his kids. So, we're going to continue to watch this as it unfolds. It's just so wild that DeSantis is really fighting tooth and nail. I mean, where's the victory in this? Who wins?
Yeah.
This is crazy.
In the comments, Dora mentions, did we see the young student testifying at a school board who was told to shut up and jeered at when sharing a story of his grandmother dying of COVID?
Mm.
I did see that in the news. I thought that was ridiculous. And also very much the norm right now that people are criticizing you for wearing a mask. And this outbreak is out of control. Like we're still in a pandemic, and it's just like we're fighting to do this, to do what we know works, right? So
yeah, that video was heartbreaking. I heckled my kid while he talked about his. I mean, look, we're going to move on. As a matter of fact, I'm looking at it tonight. Oh, that's going to be the next topic. But your boy Joe Biden, he's starting to come back. So we'll come back to this COVID stuff.
well, we can actually skip to the mask mandate if you want. So President Joe Biden issued 2 executive orders mandating vaccines for federal workers and contractors and announced new requirements for large employers and healthcare providers. And what he said would affect over 100 million workers, more than 2/3 of the U.S. workforce. This is big. And guess what, Mike Davis? Some people finna lose their jobs. You's about to lose your job.
Ooh,
You's about to lose your job. Go ahead.
my kids love that. Love that. Yo, Joe Biden stepped up and he said that with his chest. I mean, I'm not even in front. I don't even know how much I agree with that. But he's never looked more presidential than he's looked this week. I mean, he's been clapping everywhere. He went at Fox News in his little speech. I mean, Biden's pissed. Y'all got him pissed, man. He needs the polls to go in his favor, and he knows that this COVID thing, I mean, there's a lot hinging on that. And when you got these governors in the South, the hell bent to just let COVID run rampant, I mean, he has to find a way to fight against the virus. So while I don't like it, I really understand it. I do understand it. I mean, and this is going to affect 100 million workers. And when you're in a country where your healthcare is directly tied to your employment, I'm not sure how many people are really going to risk losing their jobs, especially when those extra unemployment benefits also ended and the moratorium on eviction also ended. I think that this might actually force some people to get vaccinated. Of course, you're going to have some people that are still going to hold out, but a lot of reasonable people are probably going to have to sit around because you don't want to lose your job. You hit them where it hurts.
Hit them where they hurt with getting into their pockets. This is true. I mean, I think we all anticipated this coming. It sounds like there's also some enforcement for some vaccine passports to come through. He's also looking for stadiums and large arenas and entertainment entities to enforce vaccine passports. I don't know about you guys, but I mean, I've been seeing this in all of my areas of employment, largely in the healthcare field, largely, actually every single place that I work at has a vaccine mandate right now. And in fact, healthcare workers here in the District of Columbia have to have their first jab no later than September 30th, or they will not be allowed to renew their healthcare license. There are some exceptions, right? There's an exception you can submit for a medical exception, and you can also submit for a religious exemption, not exception. And those are pretty ambiguous. I mean, I think if you really don't want to get vaccinated, I think there's going to be ways for you to dance your way around it. But Joe Biden is really making it clear, you guys. He also announced that he asked the Department of Labor to issue an emergency rule requiring all employers with 100 or more employees to ensure their workforce is fully vaccinated or require an unvaccinated workers to produce a negative COVID test at least once a week. That's a lot of work. Now, the requirement could carry a $14,000 fine per violation and would affect 2/3 of the country's workforce. If I'm an organization that has over 100 employees, it's much easier to just require the vaccine passport. Like, you're going to tell your staff to go get vaccinated, or you're going to just ask them to acquiesce, because you're not going to want to manage that weekly COVID-19 test, right? It's just,
that's
it's impossible.
And 14K per population, that can add up pretty fast. Yeah, I mean, it's just going to continue to let you follow those people. I didn't think about it with the private sector. I really didn't. The federal mandate, I thought he was going to do. The contractors, I thought he was going to do. If you're in any type of work that's federally funded, of course, I thought he was going to do all of that. But now he's crossing over into the private sector. It's a whole ballgame. This man's not playing. Where has this been?
Joe Biden says it's simple. If you want to work for the federal government, you must be vaccinated. So no longer will federal government employees be allowed to kind of opt into that weekly testing. They absolutely have to get vaccinated. So at this point, President Biden said, listen, we done gave y'all your time to think about it. We didn't waited for Pfizer to be FDA approved. We didn't waited for our babies to go back to school. Time is up. Yeah. Time is up, sis. That vaccine is about to come right here. So let's just get into it. Let's just move forward. So again, I still stand firm on on my true beliefs that I don't think government should mandate this. However, at the end of the day, here we are. We're in particular times, and there is a COVID outbreak close to where I'm at. This Delta variant is going ham, and we just don't want our babies to get COVID, especially not this variant. And I think their news even reported that there's a new variant, there's like a new strand that's hit California or something like that. Somebody drop it in the comments if you guys heard about that. Anyway, COVID is still alive and kicking, as well as climate change. It's just a hella scary time, Mike. Speaking of President Biden being very presidential, he talked about that climate change, y'all. And we got a clip. Let's go ahead and run that, Cuddy.
Change poses an existential threat to our lives, to our economy, and the threat is here. It's not going to get any better. We got to listen to the scientists and the economists and the national security experts. They all tell us this is code red. The nation and the world are in peril.
Ida is blamed for more than...
We're living in some scary times, y'all. I was thinking about what is my carbon footprint? How much green gas emissions am I putting out? What am I doing to be more sustainable? How can I use less energy in my house? What is my role in this? And I think if we did more as a world, it can't just be the United States, but the United States absolutely should be a leader in having leadership influence on global warming. But we're cooked, literally, and we have to do something as a nation, and as a world. World leaders need to come together and make some shit shake. Oh, excuse me.
Hey, but it's really that real. These storms are getting worse and worse. My sister-in-law lives in New Orleans. I know it's really scary. I mean, she had to evacuate, literally, and it's only going to get worse. And it's like every year, slam down. I mean, climate change is real. And look, I was one of the last holdouts. I used to hate hearing all this green talk because all I wanted to talk about was black. But the world is in trouble right now. If we don't actually do something, ain't none of us can be here. This is real. So I'm glad that Biden was talking about that. I am a little bit worried about the infrastructure bill. I mean, we need it, obviously, but they're going to have to fight tooth and nail to get it through. And it feels like they might have to make some concessions and give some stuff up. So I just hope that they're actually able to have the ability to address climate change and still have the money to help people, because Joe Biden is going to do both, man. I don't hate this guy, but he was on fire this week. I'm not going to lie. He's been on fire. And yeah, I just hope they can happen.
Well, the earth is on fire too. And
Yes.
so we got to do what we got to do, you guys. I think one small thing is like stop buying that case of water. Get a sustainable water bottle and fill up your water at home. Like that's just such an easy change. I was watching like a documentary on how they really do not recycle plastic and it really just like hurts my feelings.
I see that. The
Yeah.
percentage is crazy. The
Yeah.
recycling that actually ends up in the garbage anyway, or not.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I'm just like, I'm over it. Um, anyway, there's that. So that was this week, you guys. In case you haven't heard, we're gonna go ahead and take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna talk about the new cast for Dancing with the Stars. Hang tight. Hey y'all, this is Julia Jessie of Converge Media.
And I'm Mike Davis of the South Seattle Emerald.
And together, we host Clapback Culture every Thursday night at 7 p.m. right here on Converge Media.
And as y'all know, we've done a lot of coverage of the vaccine on our show. And we've both shared our experiences about getting vaxxed.
We are here to let you know that in the state of Washington, everyone over 12 years old is eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine.
Keep in mind that there is no cost for the COVID-19 vaccine. This also means that you don't need to have medical insurance, so don't let that stop you.
You can get more information and resources by visiting kingcounty.gov/COVID.
If you're more comfortable speaking to a live person, you can call 206-477-3977.
The hotline is especially good for those in our community who may need translation services.
Or to set up an in-home vaccination appointment for themselves or someone they know that might not be comfortable at a vaccination site due to a disability, anxiety, or other reasons, or just to be connected to other resources.
Here in King County, the COVID vaccine is accessible and available. The summer is here, and we know you want to be outside. So let's celebrate the summer safely by getting vaxxed. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Clapback Culture. I'm your co-host, Julia Jessie of Converge Media, alongside my co-host, Mike Davis. Mike, keep that smile on your face. You guys, I love Dancing with the Stars. I think they have a great formula that gets people drawn in, y'all. And they finally announced the new people for Dancing with the Stars. Let's talk about it. So there's a couple people on here, y'all. I guess I'll just start from my left. So the man with the big beard, we talked about him a lot. He was the Bachelor star, Matt James. He's going to be on. I think he'll be a pretty good contestant because he's pretty athletic. He talked about playing basketball and stuff like that. He'll be a good fan favorite and bring people in. The girl next to his right, y'all, this is a super good one because she is not only a YouTube star, but she's the daughter of Lori Loughlin and her father, Massimo, who were both charged in the college admission scandal that paid $500,000 for her butt to go to USC. So I guess she's not busy in college and taking somebody's space, but she got to come dance with the stars, honey. Then we got Mel B from Spice Girls. I'm excited to see if her moneymaker is still shaking, honey, because her face is looking a little bit tight. Okay, the Botox is kicking in strong. And then we got my good Asian sis right here. Her name is Christine Chi, and she's in Bling Empire. She's super rich and super fabulous. If you guys ever watched that show, Bling Empire, it's like a reality show based on Super Rich Asians, the movie. And these people are fabulous, honey. Then we got your boy right here. He was in Karate Kid. His name is Marvin Cove. He looks like he was in the first Karate Kid based on that grumpy look. Okay. And then we got a little sass and style, honey, from Kendra Moorhoney from Real Housewives of Atlanta. I think she's probably not going to bring it, but I'm here to just see her try to shake that moneymaker. And then we have super uber famous YouTube star, what's her name?
JoJo Siwa.
JoJo Siwa. Okay, I had no idea. I actually knew who she was, but I recognized her, but couldn't put a name to the face. And then I went and looked at her YouTube and remembered her. This child is 18 years old now.
On my iTunes, and I was.
You said what?
My daughter put her album into my iTunes, and it kept coming up, and I was playing on shuffle.
Oh, she's got some hits, honey. Don't worry about it. She's definitely coming. She's definitely coming with a few hits, and I think she's gonna do great on this show. She has the personality. She's very middle America. So I think she's going to bring a younger audience. She's 18 years old. She already has a lot of dancing abilities. That's her background. And she has a super over-the-top personality. I think she's going to give great costumes. Like, this show is perfect for her. She also did, what is it? The Mask?
Oh, yeah, The Masked Singer.
The Masked Singer. She did The Masked Singer and was kicked off that. But good luck, JoJo. I think you'll do well. And then we have Olympic gold medalist Suni Lee, honey. And if she brings what she brought in Tokyo, honey, I think she'll be doing good on Dancing with the Stars. So that's just some of them, y'all. We also have reality star Mike the Miz, the wrestler, who was also on like
Jersey.
The Miz, The Real. He was on The Real. Y'all remember MTV The Real. We have talk show host Amanda Klutz from The Talk. She'll be on there. I think she might do good. Country singer Jimmy Allen. I don't know who that is, but he's a black country singer. So we'll do that. And also,
his music low key is he. If y'all don't know, I mean, I don't even like country, but he for real got some music. You should check that out.
Okay, well, it might be cute. He might be giving something cute. And then lastly, we have former pro basketball player and rapper and reality star Iman Shumpert. So if he's getting any moves from his wife, Tiana Taylor, then he might be in the business. But he's super tall, and a lot of the guys who are really tall and athletes really struggle on that show for whatever reason. So I don't know, Mike. I'm actually looking forward to this season. I think they have a really good lineup.
They did. It's actually going to be a lot of fun this year. I mean, they have a couple good ones. I like it.
I like this one, you guys. So this is a good one. This is a good one. Any thoughts on this, y'all? I see in the comments, all the little ones love JoJo. Yes, they do. She has. Corey is Team Kenya. I don't know Corey. Kenya and all that, but I'm not sure she's gonna be able to do what it needs. I don't know if she's gonna
watch. I got you, Corey. We're gonna watch.
Okay, we got some bids in for Sporty Spice. Yes, that might be given a little bit, and I don't know. I think my money is on JoJo. My money is gonna be on JoJo, and we'll see. I think one of the first people to be out, though, is going to be the YouTuber Olivia, whose parents was also Lori Loughlin. I think she's going to be one of the first people to be cut from the show. But if I was her, I would not do anything.
I would not
draw any more attention.
She's bold. She's so bold.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm telling you, that is a life of entitlement, okay? Your parents pay for you, scam to get you into college, and then you just get to be on a nationally syndicated television show to dance in front of us for entertainment. This doesn't seem fair.
I agree.
They just gave her a platform.
Super. Yo, his wife, we're gonna train. I think he's gonna come in already.
Yeah, Corey says, I think JoJo will win too, but it's not fair because isn't she a dancer? She is a dancer. That's why I think she'll win. She's got everything to win. She's young. She's gonna get votes. She's got the platform. She can already dance. She can already sing. She's already like a performer. Yeah, and Leon says, didn't her mother go to jail? Lori Loughlin definitely went to jail for for 2 minutes and then got herself up out of there. She was in jail for like maybe 10 days. I don't know. She was in and out long enough to change into that uniform and come right back out. I don't even think she had a bologna and cheese.
Nah, she didn't.
It was she wasn't built for it. And then her father is Mashimo. It's like, do you have time for this, sis? Like, what do you?
She don't got nothing. She ain't
So much power and influence on this cast. But yeah, so I think this is gonna bring in. I think the great thing about this cast is that it's gonna bring in all walks of life. It's gonna bring the old. It's gonna bring the young. It's gonna bring the in between. It's gonna bring the country enthusiasts. It's gonna bring the hot Atlanta girls. It's gonna bring everybody. So
they got the Olympian fresh off the Olympics.
Yeah. So good competition. Well, look, y'all, we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, it's time to clap back. We talked about this last week. We're gonna get a little bit more serious. The DOJ has now issued a lawsuit to sue the state of Texas due to the abortion ban. We're going to come back and talk about it. Stay tuned.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.
Welcome back, y'all. So last week we did discuss the abortion ban that took into effect, or that kind of started launching into effect in the state of Texas. And to Mike Davis's point earlier, we see that President Joe Biden and his Department of Justice has swung into action today by suing the state of Texas over its highly restrictive abortion ban that the Supreme Court allowed to take place last week. We have a short clip from the press conference today from the Department of Justice. We're going to play that, and then we're going to come back and talk about it.
We want to go now to Attorney General Merrick Garland.
Last week, after the Supreme Court allowed Texas Senate Bill 8 to take effect, I said that the Justice Department was evaluating all options to protect the constitutional rights of women and other persons. Today, after a careful assessment of the facts and the law, the Justice Department has filed a lawsuit against the state of Texas. Our position is set out in detail in
Excuse me. Just, yeah, it's, I always just wonder, like, how did we get here? Like, how are we even here talking about banning a woman's constitutional right to make a decision for her own body? Like, how are we here in 2021? There's another clip that we're going to play real quick that basically demonstrates that this is a clearly an unconstitutional act under the law. Let's play that.
and judicial precedents. Nor need one think long or hard to realize the damage that would be done to our society if states were allowed to implement laws that empower any private individual to infringe on another's constitutionally protected rights in this way. The United States has the authority and the responsibility to ensure that no state can deprive individuals of their constitutional rights through a legislative scheme specifically designed to prevent the vindication of those rights.
Man, Attorney General Garland, I think, made a very, very, very good case, and laid out laid out the background and what we're going to see moving forward, and moving this into the court system. Mike, what are your thoughts here?
This is going to be huge. I don't even know which way I believe that it's going to swing. I mean, you know what the Supreme Court looks like right now. But I do think that they make the point. I mean, it is unconstitutional. You look at the precedent that the Supreme Court has already set. You look at cases like the Roe v. Wade, of course. But Texas, I mean, like Andrew said in the comments, they've been at this for a while. They've been trying to fix this for a while. And they got this far. They're not going to give up. So this is just something we're going to have to keep our eye on. We're going to have to keep our fingers crossed. But at this point, I truly have no idea which way this is going to swing.
I think it's going to, I kind of just feel like this is going to swing back into the direction that we needed to go. I think that a lot of what we're also seeing, Mike, is that a lot of other states are backing off from the state of Texas and saying, okay, I'm no longer going to serve the state of Texas in this capacity because of this law. We're going to see a lot of private sector companies opt out from doing business with the state of Texas. And ultimately, when you start hitting people's bottom line, you start hitting people's pockets, that's when things will begin to reverse and change. And so, you know, we are living in some strange times that we, you know, have these considerations and these qualms about wearing a very small, thin layer of fabric over our face. But yet, like I said last week, we're going to reach deep down into the uterus of women and make a decision about what they can do there. And so I don't need anybody to tell me what I can do with my reproductive system, whether I want to keep my reproductive system or not. And so if you don't want anyone to tell you whether to wear a mask or not, you absolutely can't make the decision for me whether or not I would like to bear a child and bring a child into the world. And so I am looking forward to the Department of Justice fight extremely hard for the rights of women, for our constitutional rights as women, to continue to make these decisions, healthy decisions for ourselves. A woman doesn't just walk into an abortion clinic because they want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's not how the experience goes. You know, you're not walking in there and you're like, oh, this is something. No. There's a lot of kitchen table conversations with women behind the scenes. And, you know, there's a lot of women that are on here who's had to take their good girlfriend or their cousin, their, you know, baby sister to that clinic and take that ride with her. And you're thinking about this vigilante justice where it's like my 14-year-old sister who slipped up and got pregnant. I know our mom is not going to let her have this baby right now, but as her 21, 22-year-old sister, I'm going to make sure she gets the care that she needs, or whatever the case may be. You could be a parent taking your daughter to go make that kind of decision, right? And so I just think it's unfortunate that we're even having these conversations right now. So there's that.
Agree. And when we look at Texas and we look at Governor Abbott, I mean, he was just on TV talking about the vaccine mandates and talking about the rights of people and putting things in their bodies. You know, and it's so hypocritical to hear that particular governor say that about people shouldn't be forced to take the vaccine, but he gets to decide if people keep their pregnancies or not. I mean, it just, you know, so I see one in the comments like, is it a religious thing or a moral thing? This is hard to believe that this is a morality thing when they're so critical when they pick and choose when people should and shouldn't have rights. It feels like a power thing to me more than anything.
it's a ploy for political power. I mean, I think this law should be, everyone should be in fear of this, whether you're on the right or you're on the left, right? Or you fall somewhere in between. You absolutely should be in fear of a law like this coming into play, whether you're a man or a woman or non-gender conforming. You should absolutely fear that someone would have the power to make this type of medical decision for you. And so, again, I can't reinstate even more. This has absolutely nothing to do with the viability of a pregnancy, but much rather taking away the constitutional rights of a woman. And most of the people who are in charge of making this law ain't never been pregnant and ain't never had to make this kind of decision. And so they can stand on their pulpits all the day as long and preach from their Bibles all the day as long and tell somebody what they can and cannot do. But at the end of the day, abortions are not going to stop because this law is in place. This only will affect poor women, poor black and brown women, women in rural communities who do not have access to get to another state that is going to offer this procedure. And then what? They're going to die having to make a decision that they want, or they're going to have to bear a child that they do not want. Because guess what? Contraceptions are illegal too. So you want me to not have sex? You don't want me to have sex with protection, unless or only the type of protection that you deem legal, right? So I can't even go get the morning after pill. Come on, it's just absolutely ridiculous. I think I'm preaching to the choir, you guys, all, again, over and over. But this is just one thing that we just absolutely cannot stand for. I'm looking forward to President Joe Biden and his administration, the Department of Justice, all these lawmakers, Texas lawmakers, to come in, stand for us. So we need to be loud and clear about this, and everybody across the nation needs to stand up and make sure that this law does not pass.
You're absolutely right. And shout out to GoDaddy for pulling that anonymous reporter site down, because that was really too. I mean, encouraging people to turn in a neighbor, even turn in angry. That was so crazy. GoDaddy has reported that they are not going to report that site anymore.
So there was a site, you guys. So thank you, Mike Davis, for that. GoDaddy had a site that it was hosting called the Texas Right to Life. And they were collecting anonymous tips for people in the state that were like confidential informants, to basically be a tip hotline for people who were helping other people get abortions. So remember, we talked about this last week, y'all. There are those crazy people in this world, these crazies, these weirdos, who are actually going to seek vigilante justice and put your name on a paper. And you don't even have to have any stake in this. You can be a regular, it could be somebody you don't know, somebody off the street. Okay, you can just put their name in and try to file a report and get you that $10,000. It's up to like a $10,000 like reward, or if you can get them into court. So there's some loony bins out here that are actually doing that. Shout out to GoDaddy for taking that off their platform and saying, we're not doing that. So
shout out to these youngsters, man. There's a whole group of these youngsters on TikTok that was trying to overwhelm them servers, man. They had everybody submitting the post requests. There was a young cat out in Portland that created an app where you could just fire off of any request as you want. So, I mean, people were fighting against this in any way that they could. The Texas Right to Life did get another website. So if any of y'all out there want to step up and do something, flood them with fake requests. Let's jump in and help try to overwhelm them servers so that new site doesn't stop.
Man, I love, and that's the type of justice I like to see. I love when the internet can come together for the good of those it serves, okay? If we're gonna troll anybody, let us troll in that manner, okay? I'm here for that. I'm here for that type of trolling. Okay, that's the best. I'm here for that type of spamming too. Mike Davis, it's been a long week, brother.
Tell me.
It's been a long,
Well,
long
I
week.
see all in the comments. We are working on audio. Hopefully, we'll have them fixed next week. But appreciate all y'all bearing with us. I see everybody today, so we appreciate that.
Yeah, you guys, it's been, I don't know why this technology just decides to work and don't work. You know, we'll be in the back studio and everything's going fine, and then when we jump online it's just like faulty. So, I was actually trying to stream a Facebook Live today for a super important webinar this evening, and we had no audio, and I had hundreds of people on this Facebook Live that were like, "You're not hearing that there's no audio." And I'm like, I cannot control this. I tried to troubleshoot literally everything, reset my computer, tried more than one web browser, reached out to Facebook for some like live interaction support. It didn't happen for me. I just said, you know what? Let me go finish making my turkey wings because I'm done with this. I can't. It's too much. I give up. But look, y'all, it's been a great week. It's been a long week. But we appreciate you guys always pulling up and joining us on these Thursday nights. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. Mike Davis, when you are not here on Clapback Culture, where can I find you?
You can find me at the South Seattle Emerald. Anywhere that you find the South Seattle Emerald, you can find me. Stuff. We do a lot of great work.
Womp, womp, womp.
Don't be hanging on the Emerald. All y'all right now.
All right. Well, and I am Jules Jessie. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Treasure of JULES. Please pull up and follow me. And before we go, you guys, I want to give a special congratulations to Curtis, aka Cuddy, for his successful event, Sleepless in Seattle, a musical festival in Seattle at Seward Park Amphitheater. It was a beautiful event, Cuddy. Thank you for having me and Mike Davis there. Thank you for allowing us to interview some of the vendors and the artists, and it was just a great day. You young people, you guys is doing it in Seattle. So we appreciate you, Cuddy. And yeah, I think that's our show. I don't know where Mike is.
I'm here.
Oh, there he is.
And the youngsters is impressive, man. Shout out to Tony. He had me. It was just a music festival. I showed up, and then there's food trucks and vendors, and Cuddy didn't stay, man. Shout out to the youth.
Shout out to Cuddy. We would invite Cuddy in, but he took his braids out because he said they was too tight. All right, y'all. Well, we appreciate you once again. We'll see you next week, same time, same place. That's Clapback.
Peace.